everybody, welcome to another game of the NBA playoffs on 2K Sports presented by Google. This next matchup, as we're about to be seeing, the next team, it's the 3rd seed against the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. Tonight we're about to be seeing the Detroit Pistons as they're taking on against the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. It's one of our big matchups as we're about to be seeing one of our biggest. Without the Philadelphia Sixers, the Pistons are back. Since we've seen them since the last 2017 was the last part of the postseason that they have ever been accomplishing for. And now, as we're about to be seeing things, there's a little change-up with Cade Cunningham's Rookie of the Year and showing it how it's done. And that's right. As we're looking it over again, we have some big takes here for one of our top of the players, best of the best. And you may never know what changes anything to that. As right now, the starting of each appearances, Detroit Pistons have never been making it to the playoffs for the last part of the years. And for this one, they have been running up right toward the spot in the 6th seed. But as for now, the time went on, as this one is on the start to make anything possible. But as of right at this moment, what will they do with them? Let's see what happens with the team of the Pistons to show their run match. Tonight's starting head coach is J.B. Bickerstaff for the Detroit Pistons. He's along with Cade Cunningham, Tim Hardaway Jr., Isaiah Thompson, Tobias Harris, and Jalen Duren. Now let's meet the Knicks side. The Knicks head coach is Tom Thibodeau. And for our players, Jalen Brunson, Miguel Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and the cat of Karl Anthony Towns. Are you ready for the second game of the Eastern Conference? Then it's about that time to get started. The next commentaries I have is Brian Anderson, and he's also along with the 2K Sports crew, and Alan LaForce is joining us on a sideline for tonight's presentation. Let's get started at Madison Square Garden. Pistons, Knicks, next on 2K Sports.
Hi, and thanks for joining us on 2K Sports NBA action. It's coming up. We have Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke. This is Brian Anderson. Joining us from the sidelines, Ali LaForce. A look at the starting group for the Pistons. Thompson and Harris are the 3 and the 4. Tim Hardaway is out there with Cunningham. And it's Duren in at the center position. And for New York, Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Josh Hart. Then it's OG Anunoby, then there's Jalen Brunson, and it's Bridges in a shooting guard. Well, Doris, we got a clash at the 5 spot here tonight. Can't wait to see these centers go at it.
BA, there was once a point in history where we were talking about is the 5-man phased out of the game, and all of a sudden now you have several MVPs who occupy the position. It is unequivocally going to be a
Pistons foul. Cade Cunningham.
Anyone predicted
His first personal foul.
the player
First team foul.
Yeah, that's for sure, B.A.
Shooting for the New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson.
He's a hard worker, a competitor, and an elite offensive player.
Take a break.
2 shots.
First free throw is good. The hard work that Brunson has put in over the years, it really shows in his game, Doris.
I'll say this about Jalen Brunson. As his coach likes to say, he may not pass the eye test, but he passes the win test. Unbelievable footwork, fundamentals, and a clutch gene. Love Jalen Brunson's game.
He's perfect from the line this time. But Grant, one thing about this Knicks team, they have a clear identity.
Yeah, they have the mentality of their city, New York City, playing the game with passion and in-your-face attitude. And of course, these Knicks leave it all out on the floor.
Tim Hardaway Jr. for 3.
The timing for Hardaway Jr. looking very comfortable, taking shots after catching the pass.
Pass to Bridges. Anunoby on the wing. And here's Brunson. Bridges outside. 5 on the clock. Always.
Miguel Bridges. Knicks lead
Big
4-3.
time strength on that finish.
Pass to Thompson. Now Duran. The basket's
Jalen Duran.
off the assist from Thompson.
Assist. Oscar Thompson.
And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Knicks. Bridges with it. And he drops it.
Miguel Bridges. Knicks lead
Because the length and
6-5.
we're inside. Nicely done.
Cunningham drives in. And he takes
Hey,
it up
Cunningham.
and powers it through. And the lead just keeps changing hands.
5 times already, and we still haven't gotten out of the first half.
Brunson against Cunningham. Now Brunson. He's currently averaging 26 points a game, a consistent threat. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Towns. The rebound by Detroit. Last time they met in Detroit.
Because they took initiative and went right at the defense, a lot of the calls went in their favor.
Two things are a product of that. One, you shoot a ton of freebies. Two, the other team goes deep into its rotation. Neither one of those two things is going to work. Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one you'd like to have that.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
I had a chance to catch up with Tom Thibodeau. I asked him what's the key to slowing down Cade Cunningham. Coach said, quote, not letting him get clean looks inside the arc. Cade is a terrific mid-range shooter and a solid finisher inside.
Oh, gee, Anunoby.
Every shot. Limiting his production could be the
Now
difference.
Jalen Brunson.
Good job there, Allie.
Knicks lead
And
8-7.
the Pistons with possession here. Back to the basket by New York on the other end. Out to Harris. Pass to Thompson. Three-pointer. Can't get his first shot of the game to fall. For New York, they've gone 3 of 4. Off to a nice start. It's Hart on the wing. Here's Towns. Bridges outside. From behind the arc. Thompson pulls it in. The Pistons trailing. Here's Hardaway. Oh,
Tim Hardaway Jr.
and his jam.
Well, you want to be able, as a scorer, to put it on the deck to create your shot. Go ahead, Mr. Hardaway. We see you getting off the bounce.
Cunningham against Brunson. For 3, Bridges.
Here we go, Bridges.
3 assists tonight. And here's Cunningham.
Knicks lead 11-9.
Milwaukee in their last
Timeout, Detroit.
It's simple. Your defense has to be razor sharp on the road. You really want to take the crowd out of the game. Easier said than done.
I'll tell you this, it looked like they wanted to get out of town as quickly as possible. The problem is their defense went with them.
And the regular season is almost over, Doris. What are you honed in on tonight?
I think, Brian, whether we're talking about pre-All-Star break where things can get a little wonky or maybe the start of the season, to me, the best teams, regardless of the time of the year it is, they are focused on staying true to their habits and remaining competitively tough. Because I don't care if you're playing guys outside the rotation that are normal, those guys have got to bring great effort. The standard should be met nightly regardless of the circumstance.
There's a lot of circumstances out there. You know what happens happening to your Knicks? They definitely are just pushing it off the limit. Of course they do. I mean, they really are showing up that they're really keeping things in there. But as long as it keeps the touches in now, they've got to keep fighting away to get through. Now if it needs to get this thing settled in, it's a good effort.
All right, let's give a nod to defense now with a list of the teams leading the league in steals this month. In third, the Knicks.
They've really gotten after it at the defensive end, and that's been generating turnovers.
And it's Detroit with the ball, trailing by 2. Here's Towns. He's scoreless. Outside Brunson. Back to Towns. They grab their own miss. And that
Carl Anthony Towns. Knicks lead 13-9.
Work inside.
Hardaway, the pass to Harris. There's Cunningham with a three. And it's rebounded by Karl Anthony Towns.
Timeout on the Knicks.
Timeout called by New York. Offensively, Karl Anthony Towns is one of the most well-rounded big men in the league, Graham.
Yeah, maybe in league history, BA. He's an elite three-point shooter, most scorer, and his passing is severely underrated.
A little bit too short to start it off here, but as of right now, we're all good to go. Coaches are making new changes afterwards, but looks like they're going to have to try to fix things up. That's how there is. And now some substitutions on the court. As right now, there will be a couple players already, as they already made a great start. Nothing's been changed yet, but the Pistons really have to work things out. Do you think we'll be able to see how well they do? Well, I don't know if it is, but it seems like it's not going to be an easy way to choose from. But as of now, I think the possibility is going to be very challenging. Not really anybody's good at it, because they just need to get this thing over. The tightness is downwards. But the key is, it's just impossible to get to it. That's how it is for real. All right, let's go back to Brian Anderson for the recovery, for the rejoin as the play continues. Brian?
Robinson, he's checked in for New York.
Substitutions
Making a change
checked in for New York.
Stewart,
Number
he's checked in
23,
for Duran.
Mitchell Robinson.
Brunson against Cunningham. Pass to Bridges. Now Brunson.
Jalen Brunson.
That's ability to absorb contact.
Knicks lead 15-9.
And here's Cunningham outside. And again, no good by Detroit.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Pass to Brunson. Robinson with it. Defended by Hardaway. Looking to end the run. Oh, they get a hand on it. Cunningham. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't take the lid off.
It's been that kind of quarter for him. The shot has just been unreliable.
Here we go, Bridges. Going trash hard. Knicks lead 17-9.
Offensively, it's been a struggle for them.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Outside Hardaway. Launches a three. He buries
Hardaway
it for three.
Jr.
Hardaway's got 8 points.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
Pass to Robinson. Out to Bridges.
Out of bounds.
Last touch by
Detroit
Bridges.
ball.
All right, let's take a look at some numbers for Jalen Brunson. Pistons trail by 5. Outside Hardaway.
2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. 2
To the
minutes.
paint. Here's Cunningham. It falls.
Hey, Cunningham.
2 of 5 from the
Three
field.
assists.
And getting up close,
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Cunningham knows he can get his shot to go inside.
All right, Grant, I have to ask you, has there ever been a more intimidating team than the old bad boy Pistons?
Well, they weren't fancy, but they played hard and they played physical basketball. Every team that faced those Detroit teams knew they were in for a battle.
The Pistons have gone 6 of 13 so far in this one. Down low. Oh, and a
Jay
beautiful
Cunningham.
feed leads to a
That's
monster
it.
jam.
Also,
There's
Thompson.
Cunningham showing off that leaping ability. Outstanding finish with the slam.
Hart from long range.
Josh Hart.
To stay connected to him.
Knicks lead 20-16.
Cunningham outside. Throws it up high. Parked it down low that time.
3-second violation. Knicks ball.
Towards the playoffs, let's see where the Eastern Conference standings sit. You take a look at New York. Right now, they rank 3rd in the conference, aiming for a high seed in the postseason. And check it out, Detroit, 3 spots down.
Right now for Detroit, they really are taking pride knowing that many didn't expect them to be here. Proving all the doubters wrong has been what's fueled them all season.
Well, there really was no way you could have predicted they had this kind of
Jalen Brunson.
are the players and coaches themselves.
Knicks lead 22-16.
Shot the rock.
Cunningham passes to Hardaway. Cunningham with the ball. time. The three ball. That's Cunningham missing.
So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them.
Robinson passes to Brunson. Back to Robinson. Pass to Hart. Here's Bridges. And he trades.
Here we go. Bridges. Knicks lead 24-16.
Always keeping the defense off balance.
And that one's good.
Gabe Cunningham for three.
Just 4 seconds left now in the first quarter. 1 second left. It's not going to go for him.
That's the end of the first quarter.
On display.
New York Knicks 24 and the Pistons
To
19.
the action after this break. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. All right, guys, what's your take on the Knicks so far?
Well, their offense is clicking so far, capturing the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
And so it's Schroeder with it. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. It's a 5-point game. Here are the 5 Detroit has to start the second. We've got Simone Fontecchio, Duran out there with Holland. There's Malik Beasley, and it's Schroeder in at the point guard position. Oh, deflected. Inside.
Oh, Anthony Howe.
Bigs like Carl Anthony Towns show
Knicks lead 26-19.
Bridges was drafted in 2018. His hometown team, the Philadelphia
Dennis
76ers,
Schroeder.
elected to trade him after selecting him.
And BA, he made no secret of the fact that that was a heartbreaking moment at the time. Consider that his mom actually worked in the Sixers front office in those days. But in the end, he has carved out one heck of a career.
Here's Bridges, following the score by Detroit.
Detroit.
Still one of the
Notice Fontecchio. First person
So
over.
great
First
at
team
mastering the shooter. Good lateral
And the line for
movement,
Knicks,
wingspan, makes
Miguel
it hard to
Bridges.
get around.
2
He
shots.
might not be the best in the league, but he is well above average.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Bridges. All right, Doris, you think this heliocentric style of play can lead to championship success?
Brian, this is such a big-time question, and I think a difficult one to answer. By heliocentric, we mean that the best player on your team is making up a greater percentage of the usage, meaning the ball is in their hands more. What that has led to are some of the most efficient offenses in the history of the game. But does it lead to championships? That is the answer to the question.
Beasley for 3. It's rebounded by New York. Towns has got 5 rebounds in the game.
They have a decent advantage in regards to rebounding.
Drains it.
Bro, Anthony Towns.
Right there, Carl Anthony Towns.
Knicks lead 29-21.
Achua against Schroeder. Rebounded by Payne.
Boy, that's too easy to miss, but somehow he finds a way to do it.
Closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second. Here's Fontecchio. And he's
Fouls
moved
on
to
the
the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going
First personal foul. First team foul.
And the moment to learn the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming
Out of
from
line.
here for New
2
York.
shots.
They've done a great job facilitating shooters. Their early game has seen a lot of hot passes and has kept the defense guessing as well.
And they've also shown dominance in the paint so far tonight, really putting the work in down low.
And the first one at the line is good. Doris, how about the emergence of Jalen Brunson? The Knicks got him as a free agent.
BA, it's incredible because the Knicks, when they signed him back in the summer of 2022, many voices were out there saying it's an overpay, you paid Jalen too much. Well, guess what? All NBA performer, and that contract looks like a bargain.
And that's good as he hits both shots. And here's Payne. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Nets in Brooklyn.
Yeah, don't forget how Brady was drawing contact and getting himself to the free throw line. There's some decent points there.
Back to Bridges. 6 to shoot. And he lobs it up to the rim. Duran with a steal. Fontecchio, the pass to Duran.
Duran.
Through.
That's his fault.
He is ferocious on the alley-oops. With his good hands and wingspan, Durham makes for an easy target on the lob.
Now here's McBride. Against Brooklyn, he was really on his game. Towns can't get it to go.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
Fontecchio, the pass to Duran. And that one's his feed on the play. And now it's just a 2-point New York lead.
The Durham becoming more comfortable with his shooting game.
Schroeder against Payne. Bridges outside. Towns left side. Back to Bridges. Clock at 6.
Bridges!
4 points in the quarter.
Knicks lead, 32-27.
Just put together these scoring outbursts.
To the right side. Holland for 3. Karl Anthony Towns comes up with a rebound. Towns has got his 6th rebound overnight. Outside Payne. And that's his first point of the game.
You can tell.
Knicks lead, 34-27.
Working the basketball around.
Schroeder with it. She was there. Offensive rebound. Duran. They shoot again. Tipped. Left side McBride. Achua can't hit. Pistons trail by 7. To the inside. It's tipped. Here's Beasley. Good work defensively by Towns.
Ooh, old school right there. No easy buckets.
And it's going to be
Out of bounds.
New York will
Knicks ball.
And while we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for Isaiah Stewart.
Unfortunately, we've seen his ability as a rebounder take a back seat these past few seasons. And I'd like to see him refocus on that element of his game. You can never have enough rebounds, in my opinion.
Now here's Payne. Looking at the numbers, he's putting up 7 points a game. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Pass to Fontecchio. The 3. Hits a 3-pointer. Fontecchio's got 5 points now.
Timeout on the
That's
Knicks.
a tremendous pass from Schroeder. This guy's such a dependable offensive player.
Now a timeout called by New York. And it's 6-10. Jalen Duran is an incredible athlete for his size.
And he's got a lot of bounce, which helps him as a rim protector, rebounder, and lob threat. Plus, he's got quick feet, and he's able to guard smaller guys on the perimeter.
Most of the reasons definitely didn't happen with that much, so I felt like this would have been okay. But not as always, they would have changed anything. Yeah, and definitely agreed. I mean, they've really been like kept it along the board, but just really need to give somebody else a better change. It doesn't really scare the fact of it, but thank God this is where it is. It doesn't make anything appearance to anyone. But as you mentioned it before, as we're getting closer to the halftime show, you got some big chances going on as we have Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaq O'Neal for our biggest of the supports here, up and down to the first half. So I'll be coming up here in just a few moments once the first half is complete. You won't miss out anything that's been matter for you. In the meantime, as we are closing things in, this is what changes to be anybody's favorite. Possible enough? Chances are, close game. Back to Brian.
For the Knicks, Josh Hart's checked in for Chua. Anunoby
Checking back in for the Knicks. Brunson.
in for Payne.
OG
Knicks leading by
Anunoby.
4.
And Josh Hart.
Outside Anunoby. Back to Brunson. Towns passes to Brunson.
Jalen Brunson.
Don't be fooled by the hype, guys. Brunson is
Knicks lead 36-30.
Pass to Harris. Karl Anthony Towns comes up with a rebound. And Towns has got the ball here for the New York Knicks. 6-point lead. They want to keep rolling here following the win against Brooklyn.
And as a rule of thumb, the road can really test your team's depth. But they all stepped up and
Miles McBride.
How about the job they got from their bench?
Knicks lead 38-30.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Jalen Brunson's craft sets him apart. He said, quote, I've always played with my instincts and tried to see the game a couple plays ahead. As I've gotten older, that part of my game has gotten wiser and better, but I'm still learning. Brian, that's a scary thought for the rest of the league.
He's already plenty dangerous, Allie. Now here's Hart. Towns, right side.
2 minutes remain in the first half. 2 minutes.
Side McBride. Pass to Hart. Over Harris. Another
Shot.
one for New York.
Hart.
totally relentless.
Knicks lead 40-30.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment
Susser
and play the
for
right
three.
way.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
Now here's Brunson. Not a lot of room. Towns outside. Takes a three. Detroit with a rebound. Duran's got rebound number 8 now. Harris outside. Here's Sasser. Off target from 3-point range. Knicks leading by 7. Outside Hart. Pass to McBride. Here's Anunoby, covered by Duran. Shoots from 12. Anunoby can't get it to go.
Boy, against so little defensive pressure, you have to convert that.
Harris.
Tobias Harris.
Harris has got his first 2 points.
And nice strength from Harris, fending off the contact with ease.
Brunson passes to Towns. Yes.
Bro, Anthony Towns.
Brunson's got
From Jalen Brunson.
Well, this second
Knicks
quarter has
lead
proven
42-35.
much more comfortable all of a sudden.
Pass to Cunningham. Kept alive. Duran. Missed it. 3 for 6 now. New York has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. And here's Brunson. Towns outside. Back to Brunson. Now here's Hart. And the layup is good
Josh
off the
Hart. From Jalen Brunson.
point New York lead.
Knicks lead 44-35.
Find a way to get great position and
And that's the end of the first half.
New York
Here, Knicks 44. And Detroit Pistons 35.
Shooting it well, that's why they're up. Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
Thanks so much. I'm here with Coach Tom Thibodeau. And Tom, what's it going to take down the stretch to win this ball game?
I think just tough defense and take good shots, not turn the ball over, play smart.
Back to the basics. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks very much, Allie. And folks, we'll be right back to start the second half of this game.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Mikal Bridges is playing terrific basketball in this one. He ended up with 15 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. He didn't perform up to his standards in their last game. Tonight's a different story. He obviously has a short memory. And taking a look at the Knicks, Shaq, what you think?
They're running the offense beautifully. The confidence looks sky high. It's going to be hard for that defense to disrupt that flow at this point.
Over to Kenny. What do you think about Detroit?
Right now, they're shooting in the low 30s from the outside. In today's style of perimeter offense, that's not enough to help the defense success. They have to work on getting better quality shots.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
You've been watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. Boy, you look at Mikal Bridges. What a contribution.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
We've got Mikal Bridges. Josh Hart is out there with Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's OG Anunoby, and it's Brunson in at the point guard position. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Now here's Hart. Fires from 14. And it's Harris with the rebound.
You got to move past that one. I mean, they want him to take that again.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
And make no mistake, Kay Cunningham is the engine of this team, Grant.
Man, his vision and playmaking are crucial to the offense. Coach trusts him to make the right reads and set up his teammates. He has cut down on mistakes and is rounding into an elite point guard.
Now here's Cunningham. The shot, no good. Oh, nice D from Anunoby.
Well, I guarantee you, this is not what they talked about in the locker room. 0 for 3 and looking lost.
Towns outside. Brunson against Durant.
Fouls on Detroit.
For 2.
Galen Durant.
Whistle there.
First whistle. First team foul.
So much on their title run.
Shooting for the Knicks. Jalen Brunson. On the line. 2 shots.
The NBA Finals to get through the season and then have an injury at that point. Heartbreaking for a player. But consider, he's the first UK-born player to win an NBA title, and that cannot be taken away.
First one falls for him.
Well, Jalen Brunson plays bigger than his size. He's aggressive. He's going to go right at defenders. He doesn't care if you're bigger than he is. He will keep coming at you.
That one's no good.
Well, because Jalen Brunson's such a terrific decision maker, you can tell how confident and comfortable this team is when
Kay Cunningham for 3.
Well, the defense deserves to get burned. Absolutely no excuse for leaving him open.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the third quarter. Anunoby finds Bridges.
Here you go. Bridges. Knicks lead 47-38.
Cunningham looking it over. Here's Hardaway. Cranked it in.
Yeah, Hardaway Jr.
10 points for him.
Boy, this guy just finds ways to score. Tim Hardaway Jr. able to finish with contact.
Outside Brunson. Towns outside. Hardaway against Bridges. 6 on the shot clock. Yes.
Here you go. Bridges. Jalen Brunson.
Points.
Knicks lead 49-40. Timeout Detroit.
Timeout call, the Pistons.
And no doubt, coach wants them to improve their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
The NBA playoffs presented by Google on 2K Sports is brought to you by AT&T 5G. Connecting changes everything. Stay Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by an all-new Kia Electric, official auto care vehicle of the NBA. Tightness game between 49 to 40. New York Knicks definitely wanted to battle up to win the first game. You may have noticed the last game, it was Rasaker that made a buzz beater, and this one was the last part of the game. But the Pistons may have a better change if they're going to try to keep on shooting. Well, I probably might say they're just going to have to keep working with the ball. I mean, they have to do it on their own. Because if they don't do it, I mean, that's it. They're not going to play it that well. They're going to be running out of time. All right, let's send it over back to Brian for the start while the play continues.
Robinson, he's checked in for Carl Anthony Towns. And the Pistons making a change.
Checking in for the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson.
Harris passes to Thompson. And Mikal Bridges picks up.
Knicks foul. There you go, Bridges. Second personal foul.
Detroit making a change here. Schroeder's checked in.
Now stepping in for the Pistons, Dennis Schroeder.
Just under 2.5 minutes into this third quarter now. Harris up top. Hardaway, a good look. The Knicks with the rebound. Robinson's got 4 rebounds now.
I'll tell you what, they've been aggressive and they've been physical.
Brunson finds Robinson. Back to Brunson. Anunoby on the wing. Shot clock at 5. New York needs to get one up quick. The timer ticks.
There you go, Bridges. OG Anunoby. Knicks lead 51-40.
Pass to Hardaway. Back to Schroeder. Puts up a 3. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
He just couldn't overcome the perimeter coverage. Shut him down.
Anunoby passes to Brunson. Left side Robinson. Now Anunoby. Thompson pulls it in.
That's a rarity for him, especially against the soft defense.
Got a piece of it. Robinson with a steal. And he lobs it up. Tipped. Now here's Thompson. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Hardaway, the pass to Schroeder. Back to Hardaway. Fires for 3. Here's Thompson. Oh, Robinson with a block.
No easy buckets with Mitchell Robinson in the vicinity. Sends that back with authority.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Jalen Brunson. Knicks lead 53-40.
Dumar said, quote, "You're still allowed to miss 20% of the season. People pay to
The white is Harris.
see their stars play.
This is the guy.
It's all about the fans."
Schroeder.
And you can't let Harris get this close to the basket. When you do, this is what happens.
Brunson against Schroeder. Pass to Bridges. Oh, he is.
There you go, Bridges. Knicks lead 55-42. Time out Detroit.
Trying anything now to get them out of this slump.
Just feels like the basket is looking awfully small to them right now. They're having a hard time getting anything to fall.
Well, this is definitely coming, and we notice that this is what happens now. They don't really give anything. Well, they do. I mean, they definitely have been battling it out for some reason. They're definitely doing so well, keeping it in. Don't forget, folks, we have our next game that's going to be happening with 2 nights of the game, starting at 8 p.m. will be the Timberwolves facing against the Rockets at Toyota Center. Coverage starts at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central Time Zone. And for the other side of it as the game will be Mile High Nuggets against the Kawhi Leonard team of the Clippers. These are all the games that's going to be happening right turn around from the globe. That game coverage will start at 9:30 p.m. on the other side. Be sure to catch your games all year round only on Southern Beats. And pretty soon, the new channel will be releasing here to show all the Vince Gaming's home gameplays. You'll be seeing tons of each actions and definitely one of the biggest plays. That'll be all the games premiering on August 2025. Don't miss this out.
And some changes here for New York. Achua's checked in for Hart.
Checking back in for the New York Knicks. Number 2, Miles McBride, Noel Achua, and Mitchell Robinson.
Here's Payne. Back to Robinson. Baseline drive. The shot won't fall.
All by himself, trying to step up. He's got to be frustrated with the miss.
And Holland, the
Holland.
assist from Schroeder.
Assist from Dennis
Schroeder's
Schroeder.
got 3 assists tonight.
Well, known for being a terrific passer, he shows you right there. Case in point.
Now here's Payne. Over to the wing. McBride passes to Achua. Shot clock at 6. And now the Pistons in transition. Here's Schroeder. Off the mark. Had a chance there to trim it to single digits.
What a brutal night for this guy. It is having a ripple effect throughout the team. This is tough.
Achua against Stewart. Here's the break.
2 minutes remain for 2 minutes.
Shot goes.
Dennis Schroeder.
Not many players in the league who are going to be faster than Dennis Schroeder in the open floor.
New York leading by 9. Outside Payne. Right side Achua. Here's Robinson. Count out.
Mitchell Robinson. Knicks lead 57-46.
Young sir.
Doris, you talk about the bounciest big men in the association. Mitchell Robinson's on the short.
Knicks foul. Cameron Payne. They force a little foul. Second team foul. Checking back on the court with the Pistons.
Foul trouble.
Kay Cunningham.
The work on the offensive end. Mitchell Robinson is a big-time player.
And Detroit making a change here. Cunningham's checked in. Sasser. They get the rebound. And blocked with his ball. What a defensive play. And he's marked for the lob. Outside Robinson. To the middle. Right side Payne. Anunoby for 3.
Knicks lead 40-60-46.
Here's Sasser. And he gets that one.
Sasser.
They have no answers defensively inside.
New York leading by 12. 43 seconds left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Back to Payne. Here's Achua. Pass to Anunoby.
Oh, gee, Anunoby. Hello, Archery.
Stand out.
Knicks lead 62-48.
23 seconds left in the third quarter. Stewart. Kicks it out to Cunningham. Fires from deep. It's rebounded by McBride.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Pass to Payne. Over Cunningham. Oh, it would have.
That's it for the third quarter. Knicks 62 and Detroit Pistons 48.
New York out in front. They lead by 14. And we're just moments away from the start of quarter number 4. Stay with us. I'll bring you our State Farm assist to the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was the choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And on the floor for Detroit here in the 4th. Down low, it's going to be Harris and Duran. Cunningham is out there with Tim Hardaway. And it's Thompson in at the 3. Now here's Towns. And they're
Call and Finito.
It could be a three-point play.
Detroit foul. Tobias Harris. First personal foul.
That's his first. Chance to catch up on some numbers here. First scoring breakdown for New York.
I feel like they
The Knicks. Growing Vinny Towns.
have done an excellent job exploiting it.
The other thing that's been impressive is really just relentless driving the basketball. Doesn't matter if the defense is there, they are challenging them and getting it done.
Doris, you look at the shooting of Karl Anthony Towns. A 7-footer. He's as good as it gets.
He is, VA. He has been verging on the 50, 40, 90 efficiency type numbers in recent years. He is right there with Dirk Nowitzki when you talk about the sweetest shooting big men of all time.
Now here's Brunson. Anunoby on the wing. Pass to Hart. Over Harris. And it's Harris with the rebound. Harris has got 4 rebounds in the game. Cunningham with the ball. Takes the 3. That falls.
Hey, Cunningham.
Set up by Harris.
3 points.
Cunningham's got 9 points now in the second half. Brunson passes to Towns. Brunson against Cunningham. Back to Towns. Lets the 3 fly. New York again can't hit. Pistons trail by 11. Ooh, poked away. And stolen by Bridges. Fast break, New York. About a minute and a half into the fourth now. Left side Brunson. Thompson with a steal. Pass to Harris. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. New York leading by 11. Towns passes to Brunson. Thompson against Bridges.
Big go! Bridges!
5 points.
Knicks lead 67-54.
Right now, that's the interior.
Pass to Thompson. And that one
That's our Thompson.
Good work down low. I mean, I like how confident Thompson is from this area.
A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Towns passes to Bridges. Detroit with a rebound. Outside Hardaway. The putback.
Yeah, have to put a body on Durham.
Do
He's
it.
quick, he's athletic, and he has that 7'5" wingspan.
Brunson against Cunningham. It's Bridges on the wing. Outside Brunson. Out to the right wing. Here's Towns. 6 on the shot clock. And it's blocked.
And anytime you put the ball up near Durham, there's a chance it ends up back in your
Big
face.
stop. Jalen Brunson.
Gets the whistle that
That's his
time.
first personal foul.
His first
team foul.
And the Pistons call time.
Timeout. Detroit.
Mikal Bridges, what a contribution.
They need to rethink their approach defensively. He's shown no signs of stopping.
Well, it seems like it's definitely how hard it stops for. I mean, now they're just really like knocking things out. They just really don't have anybody else to get through it. Well, they definitely don't. I mean, they're not really like picking things up, and I don't know what's going to keep on happening. They really have been stopped. They're not just putting in with a better pressure. It makes hard sense, but they're not really like just turning it off the right amount of way that they're doing it for. This is not how it starts things off, but they really are bumping them out. In just a few moments, we will have the next part of the game as you will have something going on. The Rockets and the Timberwolves play at Toyota Center for tonight's game. You're happy to see the 8 p.m. game. The other game is 9:30 p.m. game. So, if you're looking to watch one of the games, be sure to subscribe to his channel. Now let's send back to Ryan Anderson for the continuous of the period quarter.
Swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
JB Bickerstaff had some words for his team over the break. And coach had a simple message for their team saying, hey, we're good there. Let's start with this stuff. Knock down a couple shots and we'll be up. Sometimes the best instructions are the basic ones. Yeah.
And Allie, thanks. Now here's Towns. Here's Brunson.
Shirley Brunson!
Trust me, when the D's slow to react.
Knicks lead 69-58.
With this guy, he's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Here's Hardaway. The shot's
Tim
good.
Hardaway Jr.
Cunningham.
Assistant.
Cunningham's got
Kate Cunningham.
Terrific energy at both ends to sustain this run.
They found their composure on both ends of the floor, and that is what triggered this run.
Hardaway against Bridges. Passes to Brunson. Over Cunningham. Boy, clanks it.
Brunson!
Brunson's gotten 4 this quarter.
Knicks lead 71-60.
Just another breakdown for them.
And I'll tell you, you look up at the scoreboard, that's correct. They have a big lead for a
Knicks foul.
And playing
All Ebony Tents. His first personal foul. Second team foul.
Well, BA, his best skill is obviously that three-point shooting. 40%. The impact it can have on your ability to score is tremendous. The floor spacing he provides is critical.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls.
Tim Hardaway Jr. to me is a terrific all-around player, right? He can score it, he can pass it, he'll rebound the position. There's a lot to like about his game.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And with Hardaway, he has no fear on the court. To him, there's no defender he can't take on, no shot he can't make.
Bridges finds Brunson. Now it's Hart. Pounded by Harris. And Hart.
Josh Hart! Knicks lead 73-62.
Attack down in the paint, and make no mistake, these help their overall confidence.
Now here's Hardaway. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Towns has got 11 rebounds in the game. Bridges passes to Hart. Brunson up top. He's watched by Cunningham. Here's Anunoby. Out to Bridges. Outside Brunson. And the official.
Jalen Brunson!
And another great assist. The offense is really clicking.
Detroit foul. Kate Cunningham.
Switch here. She was checked in.
Personal foul. Second team foul. Jalen Brunson. Line. Ooh, one shot. Checking in on the court, number 25, Noel Arcurian.
And you see player training methods, Brad, a lot more than just running and getting shots up.
And you know, B.A., what interests me, players not just training
Timeout, Detroit.
also their minds. They're working on hand-eye coordination drills and just all kinds of stuff to enhance their reflexes.
Detroit calls timeout.
They are already been showing it off. 76-62. Looks like this one's almost going to be the end of it. And looks like the New York Knicks are a better team than not. Okay, it's now time for New Balance Player of the Game. Let's see what's going on with this time. Over to you, dear Ryan. What do you have?
Bridges. And I'll tell you what, this was one easy pick for sure. From the start, he looked in total control for the entire game. It's incredible to see a player outperforming everyone else on the court.
Well, he's getting in a groove at the perfect time, just as they're getting ready to do battle in the postseason. Cunningham against Towns. And it's Cunningham missing. New York leading by 14. Achua with it. Pass to Towns. Back to Achua. Over Cunningham. And the Knicks miss again.
Good idea with the fadeaway, but the defense was just all over it.
And the slam.
Azure Thompson. Assists.
Younger guy,
Cade Cunningham.
is impressive.
2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. 2 minutes.
Bridges outside. Pass to Anunoby. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Brunson. Cunningham pulls it down. And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. Down by 12. No good there. Good work defensively by Towns. Bridges against Thompson. Outside Brunson. Pass to Achua. Lets it go from deep. And Cunningham pulls it down. Cunningham's got 4 rebounds in the game.
And they had an advantage tonight. Came out sharp and did what was needed. Nice win here for the Knicks.
Well, Grant, I don't know if there was one deciding factor in this game, but I'd say shooting accuracy if I had to choose.
Agreed, BA. They really went after quality looks and shot the ball with confidence.
And with this win, they will now have 52 victories for the year. And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team.
Oh, gee, Anunoby.
Anytime they needed a bucket,
Knicks lead 78-64.
it was impressive to watch.
And Thompson.
Azure Thompson for 3.
Second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Now here's Brunson. Outside Achua. Goes up at the elbow. And Brunson.
Jalen Brunson.
And the Knicks lead by 13.
Knicks lead 80-67.
Everything they can to close this out.
Well, just terrific teamwork. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
And that's the game. Your final score: Knicks 80 and Detroit Pistons 67.
To get into a groove, you never really felt like they wouldn't come out on top.
Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
All right, I'm with Carl Anthony Towns. Carl, congratulations on the victory. What was key in getting the win here tonight?
We played like we wanted it more. You know, we came out here and we just did a lot of great defensive stops. It wasn't offensive, it was more defensive. We did a great job. We got the 50-50 balls, put us in a nice position.
We can see and feel that desperation. Congrats on the win.
Allie, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, and our entire crew, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Alright guys, thank you very much. And that's being said right now, here's how I did with the total statistics for each game. New York Knicks made a great first win over the Detroit Pistons with a nice score of 80-67. And here's how they did. 60% for the field goals for the New York Knicks, and then it was 35% for the three-pointers that made that one great. 75% of the free throws, this was turning to be New York Knicks. And it was 16 fast break points for the Detroit Pistons. Then it was only 4 second chance points for New York Knicks, 16 for bench points for Detroit, then 31 assists for New York Knicks, 8 for defensive rebounds for Detroit, 33 for defensive rebound on New York. Then it was 7 steals for Detroit, 3 blocks for New York Knicks, 4 turnovers with 8 points off for Detroit Pistons. Both teams have 5 team fouls, only 6 dunks for Detroit Pistons. 17 and 18:51 was their time of possession for New York Knicks. They've been doing it really well out there. Yes, indeed. I was definitely noticing how they were doing. I mean, it's not really like a big on take here for New York Knicks. They are just trying to battle along, and just to make it look clean, they definitely kept on coming back. And now it's time for Wood Spooney to present the 3-star players of the game. Alright, thank you very much. Third star, we are starting things over here as we were getting a little changing off as we were noticing that Kyle Cunningham has 18 points with only 4 rebounds. He only made out of 5 assists in the games with only 7 out of 19 field goals. 4 3-pointers out of 11. It was a little too much to give the 3-pointers away. Only 31 performance effort and 2 dunks were performed. That was really well done for this Rookie of the Year. Now just moving into a pro athlete, just playing it all. That second star player of the game for the New York Knicks goes to Jalen Brunson with 20 points, along with 9 assists, and then only 8 out of 12 field goals, with only 39 performance effort. And finally, with our biggest of a take, only the New York Knicks has made that one all for the New Balance player of the game, Miguel Bridges. 25 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. He only had 11 out of 13 field goals with only 2 3-pointers and 34 performance effort. Well, it's a big finish to make that one all stand out. And that's going to do here for our afternoon part of the game. Don't miss out. Tonight, we've got the Timberwolves facing against the Houston Rockets. That's going to be happening here at Toyota Center tonight, starting at 8 p.m. And then the next game will be the Nuggets versus the Clippers at 9:30 p.m. So all the games will be on its way there soon. We'll have a long break, and then we'll be ready for our next part of the game to get this thing started at 8 p.m. In the meantime, I hope you all are enjoying this one, and I'll see you all out here for our games of the presentation. Peace out, folks, for a while. That's the NBA playoffs on 2K25 dial. This is Tyler on Wood Spooney signing out. See you next time, everyone.
If you don't, somebody will.